Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the February 25th edition of Carolina Week.
I'm Jason Kahn. Budget writers at the state capitol are considering cuts that would have profound effects at UNC.
I'm Stacy Wells, and I'll tell you how the stimulus package may make paying for college a little bit easier for some students.
In sports, the women's basketball team might be peaking at just the right time.
Weathercaster Dan McKinney will tell us if we'll need our rain boots anytime soon.
All that and a trip back to kindergarten. Carolina Week starts right now.
From the James F. Goodman Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, connecting campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
The most recent round of budget projections could mean more bad news for UNC. I'm Elizabeth Edmonds.
And I'm Carly Swain. The possibilities seem to be getting worse almost by the day. The latest plans that came out of the governor's office include more cuts than university administrators have been planning for. Jason Kahn joins us in the studio. Jason, what's the outlook for the university next year?
Well, Carly, the outlook is pretty dreadful. Here are some numbers that will have an impact on the university. If the latest projections are correct, UNC would have to surrender 7.5% of the budget. That's more than the worst case scenario originally under consideration. With a 7.5 cut, the university would lose $217.5 million. Now, in an email last month, Chancellor Thorpe had figured with a 7% cut, 150 staff members and 230 faculty members could lose their jobs. And this plan calls for a 7.5% cut. In addition, things could be bad for those who keep their jobs. The amount in the budget for state employee raises? Zero. State workers could also see more of their hard-earned money going to larger health care premiums. Campus employee Charles Ross thinks his job is safe, but knows others are worried.
I have been laid off in the past since in the 30-some years I've lived in North Carolina, so I know how scary it can be, and I hope that it's a minimum amount of damage to employees.
Fewer class sections and more students in classes could also be a result of all the cuts.
We may have to make some adjustments where we allow students longer to graduate simply because we are not able to offer the courses that people need for graduation.
Even with an average 10% cut to all state agencies and the federal stimulus money added in, this plan would still result in an overall $500 million deficit. So, Carly, things could be quite a bit different on campus this summer and in the fall.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Jason, what does central administration have to say about all these new numbers?
Interesting you asked that, Carly. Chancellor Thorpe is traveling today, but you can bet he's concerned that the situation might be even worse than what was considered the worst-case scenario, and a cut of 7%.
That's true. Jason Kahn starting us off tonight in the studio. Thanks, Jason.
The stimulus package might not solve the university's budget woes, but it does give some help to the students who need it the most. Stacy Wells tells us how.
Senior Dustin Prusik is one of the 2,500 students at UNC who receive money through Pell Grants, which are designed to help low-income students attend college.
Anytime you can get money that you don't have to worry about paying back, I think it's a huge help.
As part of the $35 billion set aside for higher education, the maximum Pell Grant increases from $4,731 to $5,350 starting July 1st, with another $150 increase next year. Deputy Director of Student Aid Phil Asbury says this means an increase for everyone who receives the grant based on level of need.
Pell Grant is awarded on a continuum, and the smallest award is about $900 for next year. The top award will be $5,350. And those are all varying levels of financial need as determined through the FAFSA.
FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid.
After a student fills out the online application, FAFSA determines the amount awarded based on estimated family contribution.
The stimulus package also adds $200 million to the federal work-study budget. Vice Chancellor Tony Waldrop says financial aid is a top priority at Carolina.
The commitment of this university is to make it possible for anyone who wants to go to this university through their own personal resources, their family resources, as well as financial aid and merit aid, they would be able to come to Carolina and get an education.
But with more tuition hikes on the way, are these increases enough?
I don't know that it's ever really enough.
We could always wish for more.
Prusik won't be around for the increase, but is still excited.
I'm very pumped because, I don't know, I think that's going to help out a lot of people.
In Chapel Hill, I'm Stacy Wells, Carolina Week.
The deadline for filling out those online FAFSA forms is March 1st, so you only have a few more days to get it done.
The UNC Board of Elections will hold another vote about the child care fee referendum. The board won't release the results of the first vote because of allegations against student body president J.J. Rayner and her staff. The charge is that an email from Rayner to the student body unfairly biased the outcome. Both Rayner and Speaker of Student Congress Tim Nichols say they want the next vote to be unbiased and free of controversy.
The main thing that I wanted to do was just to have a fair and just election where student government did not break election law.
If there's any chance that students were not given an ability to have a fair decision on this, that they should have the chance to do it over.
The next vote on the referendum has been set for Tuesday, March 3rd. We'll have specific voting instructions for you on the Monday edition of Carolina Week.
We're nearing the one-year anniversary of the death of former student body president Eve Carson. Carson was murdered near her home in Chapel Hill just before students left for spring break. Last year, students held memorial services, vigils, and even athletic events in her honor. Now, a year later, the UNC family plans to challenge the student body to be more involved in the community like Eve was. There will be an Eve Carson Remembrance Ceremony in the pit Thursday, March 5th at 4 p.m. At the ceremony, Chancellor Thorpe will issue a call to service, asking all students to make a conscious effort during the month of March to perform active service in honor of Eve. If it rains, the ceremony will move to the indoors in the Student Union. The university continues to work out issues with the Alert Carolina system so that you can be better prepared in case of an emergency. University officials tested the siren Tuesday. The test was to remind students, faculty, and staff what to do in a life-threatening emergency. Some students said they didn't hear the siren in classrooms but were warned via email or text. Students can sign up for the alert system at alertcarolina.unc.edu.
The planning for UNC Law School's commencement ceremony is well underway, but a large number of students and faculty are upset about the choice of speaker.
I was kind of shocked. I think he was a very inappropriate choice for a commencement speaker.
Michael McCasey is the former U.S. Attorney General and the chosen speaker for the event, but many students and faculty are hoping that will change. They're circulating a petition to withdraw the invitation because McCasey failed to comment about whether he considered waterboarding a means of torture. But President of the UNC Student Bar Association, Matt Modell, thinks students can be inspired from such an accomplished man.
He worked hard. He was successful in undergrad. He was successful in law school. And he showed how, with just hard work, dedication, you can really do whatever you want.
UNC's law school commencement ceremony is scheduled for May 10th at the Dean Smith Center.
You know, Carly, healthcare is expensive.
It is, and some people just don't have the money to pay for insurance.
But there is a solution. I'm Mohamed Jallo. We'll tell you about it coming up.
You know, washing your clothes in cold water instead of hot uses 90% less energy.
I know.
The bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, and what do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? The bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, the bear climbed over the mountain, and what do you think he saw?
unemployment rate is hovering near 9%. That's the worst it's been in more than 20 years, and the economic crisis is making it harder for North Carolinians to get health care. Mohammed Jallo joins us in the studio with more. Mohammed?
Carly, with money tight, more people are turning to free clinics for their health care. Winston-Salem resident Carolyn Merritt works part-time. She can't afford the high cost of private insurance, so when she needs medical help, she goes to a free clinic.
I felt very welcomed and knew that people here wanted to do what was best for my health and in any way they could.
Merritt is just one of 21,000 people who visit this Winston-Salem clinic every year. The clinic director says 40% of new patients have no working adults in their family.
The difference between the patients we have now and the ones we used to have in the past is that we're seeing more patients who had jobs. They worked for decades maybe with businesses and they've lost their job.
Fortunately for these patients, all of these North Carolina counties shown in blue provide access to free clinics, 77 in all. North Carolina has the greatest number of free clinics in the country and a statewide organization to advocate on their behalf.
Really what the association does for our free clinics is whatever the obstacle or challenge it is that they're facing, we try to kind of act like the bulldozer, just bulldoze it away.
But one thing Baisden can do is bulldoze away the recession.
The funders who've had their assets tied up in the stock market have taken a hit, so they have less to grant out to our free clinics. At a time when the dollars are shrinking, the need is increasing.
Since last year, some clinics have seen their patient loads double, but an army of professional and community volunteers is filling the need.
The doctors that volunteer and the nurses, and they're just willing to help in any way they can.
And there is also good news here in the Triangle. The Durham Rescue Mission now has a free clinic. Carly?
Mohammed Jallo reporting from the studio. Thanks, Mohammed.
Chapel Hill restaurants are an important part of local life, and you don't have to worry about cleanliness at some of your favorite places. Yield Waffle Shop serves breakfast and lunch with early morning hours, and cleanliness is a top priority at this historic stop. In December, North Carolina Public Health Services awarded Yield a 99.5. Points were deducted for the sanitizer being too strong. Down the street at Sutton's Drugstore, they serve diner food with an old-fashioned feel. In December, Sutton's posted a 94, losing points for a dirty ice machine and improper food storage. If you're looking for Mexican food, Cosmic Cantina is your place. This February, Cosmic got a 95.5, losing points for improper temperatures for cut tomatoes and beans. The guys at the new Venable construction site didn't have to go far for their lunch today. Backyard Bistro brought lunch in for the site's topping party. It's a construction tradition to have a party when the skeleton of the structure is complete. Everybody took turns signing a beam that will go in the building, and what a pretty color, don't you think? After eating, the guys got t-shirts commemorating the building they have been working so hard on. And I wonder if those guys are going to get to take off those jackets and sweaters and just wear those t-shirts the next few days.
It has been freezing lately, but our weathercaster Dan McKimmey is here to let us know if it's going to stay like that for much longer.
Yeah, we are expecting a warm up towards the end of the week, and I hope you guys got a chance to get outside today, and everyone else at home got a chance to get out and enjoy the Carolina blue skies, and even see some of the trees blooming outside. But just how long will this last? I'll let you know right after the break.
Hear that? How could I not? They can't be serious. This is their third party this week, and I have a test tomorrow.
Yeah, and they blocked me in. Again! Let's party!
It's about time, you guys.
Anything left in here?
I bet they're gonna leave their garbage out again. They do this every time when they have friends over.
It's important to be considerate of others who live close to you. You wouldn't want neighbors like these. Make sure to control your garbage, obey Chapel Hill noise ordinances, park only in your driveway or other designated areas, obey all alcohol laws, and remember, we're all living in this community together, so be a good neighbor.
The fish at Lake Crabtree and Briar Creek contain PCB chemicals that are very dangerous to your health. So catch and release every time you fish. For more information, call 919-707-5900 or check the webpage.
Welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm weather forecaster Dan McKimmey with your weather plans for the week ahead. We're going to see some warming up over the next couple of days. We had some cool conditions today in the past couple of days, but we're going to see some warming up. But along with the warming up, we're going to have some rain coming through as a front will be coming through our area over the weekend. So if you have any travel plans, you definitely want to stay tuned to the forecast. And as the front passes through, by the end of the weekend and into early next week, we're going to begin to cool down. If we take a look at the current satellite and radar, you can see there's not a lot of showers across the U.S. There are some snow showers off towards Wisconsin, and off towards the southeast here, we can see that we do have some showers in Alabama. And if we take a closer look, we can see that in the North Carolina area, we had some showers earlier this morning to the south of us, but now we're starting to break out and the clouds are starting to thin out, and we're going to see sunshine for the rest of the day. However, this won't last forever. There are some changes on the way, and if we take a look at the surface map, we can see a big area of high pressure has been keeping us cool for the past couple of days, but what's going to happen is this is going to move out over the next day or two, and our next weather maker is this cold front, and this is going to start to come towards us on Thursday, and you'll see on Thursday the front will be right across the Midwest, and by Friday the front's going to be right at the footsteps of the Appalachian Mountains, and it's going to bring some rain out there too as well. I think we'll see some rain on Friday as well, but it'll be later in the day and also into your weekend. So what about your weekend plans? Well, if you're going anywhere this weekend, say the mountains, chances are it's going to be wet. Temperatures, though, are going to be relatively warm. West Virginia, around 51 towards the ski areas up there, and Boone, the Piedmont, and also towards Asheville, it's going to be in the 50s, so this is relatively warm for this time of year, but we are forecasting rain and some wind around 15 to 20 miles an hour. If you're going to be going to the beach, well, temperatures aren't going to be much, conditions aren't going to be much better. It's going to be cloudy, and it's also going to be wet. Winds are going to be around 10 to 20 miles per hour, but we're going to see southerly breezes, and that's going to really kick temperatures up well. Virginia Beach is going to be the cool spot at around 47 degrees, but out towards the Outer Banks and towards Wilmington, we're going to be in the 50s and into the 60s. And check out Charleston, South Carolina. On Saturday, we're forecasting a high of 70 degrees. So if you don't mind the rain or the clouds, maybe it's not such a bad day after all to go to the beach. All right, if you're going to be around the area tonight, temperatures are going to be relatively cool, 34 degrees across the Chapel Hill area tonight. We're going to see clouds increase overnight as the frontal system approaches us. Winds should be relatively calm. Into tomorrow, we'll call it partly sunny, more clouds than sunshine with southerly winds around 5 to 10 miles an hour. And despite the lack of sunshine, temperatures are going to make it up to around 63 degrees. If we take a look at that 4-day forecast, you can see the driest day of the week is going to be Thursday afternoon. Highs are going to reach around 63, but on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we stand a chance to see some rain, with the best chance of rain being on Saturday afternoon. And temperatures Thursday and Friday are going to be well above average, but as the front comes through, they're going to drop down into the 50s, and on Sunday, we're going to be in the 40s. So guys, if you like warm weather, the only good news I have for you is that spring is technically only a few weeks away, according to the calendar. But you still want to hang on to those winter jackets as it's going to be cold next week.
As long as it's warm or at least mild in the next week for spring break, that's all we care about.
That's all that really matters. Thank you, Dan.
No problem.
From now until May, Carolina Week will be profiling one animal each month that's in need of a good home. Our first pet of the month is Cindy. She's a 1-year-old chow mix with a spunky personality. Look at her dance, play, and show off her tricks. She's good around children and other dogs and would be a happy addition to any family. Cindy is also up to date on all of her shots. If you're interested in adopting Cindy or any other animals in need, call or visit the Orange County Animal Shelter. And if you need that animal shelter information, you can visit our website, carolinaweek.org, for that information.
I bet there's so many animals that need a home and just look so adorable.
She
Can't
is.
help it.
Yeah.
Well, we also have Kate Howard here with sports. What's going on, Kate?
I wish we had some cute furry animals. Does Ramses count as one?
I think so. We can bring him and have him run around in the studio.
I think that'd be great. Coming up in sports, we'll give you a live look at afternoon baseball at the Bosch.
I hang out with a pretty trashy circle. The circle that helps this circle by recycling trash. We sort glass, plastic, separate cans, stack newspapers and magazines. Now, thanks to us, there are lots of products made from things we've already recycled. This cereal box wants your Sunday paper. These paper clips, In a more daring life, a 56 convertible. The circle works like this. It starts when we recycle trash at home and at work. It's completed when we buy products made from or packaged in recycled materials. How do you know the difference? Check the label for something called post-consumer recycled content. It looks like this. Make a mental note. Then buy the highest percentage of it you can find. You'll save a tree, you'll save energy, and in your own way, you'll help save the world. Complete the circle.
Call 1-800-2-RECYCLE for your free shopping guide. Environmental Defense, finding the ways that work.
Want to start a business? Have concerns about state regulations? Need information fast? Don't fret, the North Carolina Business Service Center is here for you. When you've got questions about business, we've got the answers that mean business. Pick up the phone and dial the Business Service Center. Call 1-800-228-8443.
The UNC women's basketball team is never trailed against NC State on Monday. Fast break plays were the name of the game Monday night, and the Heels never looked back as they dominated the Pack 74-57. Sophomore point guard Satara DeGraffenreid was a playmaker. Watch her find Italy Lucas here for three. And then down low, Jessica Breland. The Tar Heels can speed it up or slow it down, and check it out. Lucas beats the Pack's defense and passes to Shagog for a baseline jumper. On the defensive end, Breland tallied 3 blocks for the Heels, and I wonder if she's ever tried volleyball. Thursday night is the last regular season game, and it's senior night for the Lady Heels, and there will be a special surprise for all those in attendance. The #1 ranked baseball team took on #18 Coastal Carolina yesterday. After striking out the side in the first inning, Patrick Johnson's wild pitch in the third allowed Coastal Carolina to tie the game at 1. The Heels took control in the 7th after hitting his first career home run in the 6th. Levi Michael knocked in another run to give Carolina the 3-1 lead. But Coastal Carolina would battle back with this 2-run shot in the 8th. And in the 9th inning, the Chanticleers capitalized off of 2 Tar Heel errors to score 4 runs. Carolina failed to mount a comeback and dropped this one 7-3. Now we're going to check in on today's baseball game. Kelly Davies is there now. How are we doing, Kel?
Yep.
Kel?
Hi guys, I'm here at the Bosch, and if you don't already know, the Bosch is hot. We've got clear skies, but cool temperatures here, so if you're coming this way, definitely bring a coat with you. Brian Gates started out pitching for us here, but he was pulled in the 4th and replaced by Logan Munson. Kyle Seeger, as well as Kyle Ackley, have played really well. They scored some key runs in the 5th. And anyways, the fans look great. Everyone looks really excited to be here. Definitely bring a coat, though. Also, Kate, there's a big matchup on Friday. Seton Hall comes to town to play UNC. That could potentially match up Sean Black of the Pirates with R. White. 2 potential first-round picks, so that would be an awesome game to tune into. Come out to the Bosch, guys. It looks really great out here. Back to you now, Kate.
Doubleheader action this afternoon for the 20th ranked softball team was taking on UNC Greensboro at Anderson Stadium. In game 1, Danielle Spalding took the mound this afternoon, and she had a strong first inning, striking out all 3 batters she faced. Carolina held on to a no-hitter until the 4th inning, which landed the Spartans on first base, but no runs. The Heels scored 2 runs in the 3rd and another in the 4th. In the 6th, the Spartans came back with 2 runs, and the Heels won 3-2. From a national title contender to a 2-time national champion, Sam Rosenthal takes us inside the world of UNC women's soccer star Casey Nogueira.
That's Casey Nogueira, the girl next dormitory. She kills time browsing the web, spends time chilling with friends, and loses track of time climbing trees. But the rest of the time, she plays soccer.
I play every day, usually. Probably, I don't touch a soccer ball. It's probably like 5 days out of the whole year.
That trend will continue after Nogueira's UNC career ends. The new Women's Professional Soccer League gives the reigning National Player of the Year the opportunity to play pro ball in the States. something she's dreamt about since her 5th birthday.
I mean, I don't really tell like a lot of people unless they ask me. I'm not going to go up to someone and be like, I'm going pro. I'm really excited because I'll actually be getting paid for doing something that I love, which a lot of people can't say that they have that.
Noguera says she'll keep playing until she no longer loves the game. Could be a while. And as for that other love of hers, tree climbing.
When I was little, I had an awesome tree in my front yard, and I'd sit up there for like hours. Now, whenever I see a good tree, I always want to climb it.
So whether she's up here or down there, for Noguera, it's just about being at the top. Perched above Fetzer Field, I'm Sam Rosenthal, Carolina Week Sports.
And Noguera and a few of her teammates will turn pro next year, but 4 other Tar Heels entered the inaugural WSP draft, and Yael Averbush and Allie Long went in the first round.
Got a lot of good athletes coming from UNC. It's not just the basketball team.
That's right.
Thanks, Kate. Remember when learning wasn't just about studying and it was actually fun?
Yeah. Coming up, we'll show you what has these kindergartners so excited to be in their classroom.
Excuse me. I've been getting mixed messages about women and violence. I need a little clarification.
Uncle Bill, how am I supposed to grow up to respect women when I have such lousy role models?
Boys are never going to approach you.
Can you help me reshape my attitudes towards women?
You need to teach them that violence against women is wrong.
If you have a story idea, contact Carolina Week at 843-8292. You can also visit us online at carolinaweek.org. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNCCH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 27599.
There are plenty of ways to spend your time while at college.
True, and I tagged along with 2 Carolina students who spend their Friday afternoons in kindergarten.
If you remember learning your ABCs, those and these, then you know where we are. Welcome back to kindergarten with scientists Keith and Brittany.
All right, show everybody. Look at that. You gonna say wow?
They're here every Friday volunteering a bit of their time to get kindergartners interested in science.
This is, spending, just an hour out of your day going to work with these students and trying to get them interested in science.
And all the kids have their favorite experiments, like Rosemary, who's 5.
Well, actually 5 and a half.
5 and a half. Her favorite experiment was with soda and...
They put Mentos in it. Boom!
Today the experiment is salt melting ice. Brittany says she looks forward to this hour each week.
It's always fun when they jump out of their seats because they're so into it, and then just the wows. All those reactions, they're priceless.
Keith is getting ready for medical school, and Brittany is studying political science. She encourages other college students to dabble in the fun with kindergartners, no matter what they're studying.
Seeing the world through their eyes just for a little bit while you're with them and interacting with them, it gives you a new perspective on anything. It doesn't matter what you're studying.
And there's another bonus.
And they ask you to marry them. It's always nice. It makes you feel good about yourself.
Brittany and Keith have plenty to feel good about.
Keith graduates this May, so Brittany's looking for a new partner for these science adventures. If you're interested, you can visit our website, carolinaweek.org, for her contact information.
Tell you what I miss. I miss nap time. That was my favorite part of kindergarten,
Especially,
was nap time and coloring.
Yeah, around midterm time, it's time for nap time or coffee time, but those kindergartners did not need the coffee, let me tell you that much.
Definitely. Well, that does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thank you so much for watching. Go join Kelly at the Bosch. Good night.